Well, the Single Market Act was a major political initiative that was taken by the European Parliament because it was our idea to say to the Commission and to the Member States, you know, that completing the single market and getting it to work properly is absolutely fundamental to underpinning all the other things that we want to do in innovation, the digital single market and the digital agenda. And we don't think it's had enough prominence in the EU 2020 reform proposals. So the Single Market Act is a combination of legislative and non-legislative initiatives, a lot of them directed at member state implementation of single market rules. And that, as a result of extensive consultation, the Commission put forward 50 proposals, has now emerged as 12 specific areas for activity. Now, I don't actually want to assess any priority to any particular one because they are all complementary activities. But in my view, the most important thing is that we have clear political engagement and commitment from all the actors involved to move forward with this as a clear agenda. And so far, what's encouraging is that the member states are absolutely determined to do that. And we have very clear evidence because the Polish presidency and the Danish presidency, we're in the Polish presidency now, the Danish presidency as well, are going to give this top priority. And in fact, we have a major political event in Poland from October the 2nd to the 4th, which people are very, very welcome to attend. Anybody who wants to become involved in the debate about the Single Market Act and the single market, it's an open event. We're hoping that over 1,000 people will be there to attend workshops and to talk about the problems of the single market and what we should be doing to make it work better in all aspects. And part of that is actually getting citizens involved, and we were very keen on this. And the Commission has just published a very interesting document where it's encompassed the top 20 concerns of citizens in accessing their rights in the single market. And that's the sort of, shall we say, political communication activity directed as much to the member states as to the European institutions that we want to see moving forward. Well, one of the most exciting things for me over the last year has been working with a government of my own party for the first time on European issues. And one of the things that I worked in opposition, because I was much involved with the shadow business team, was to say how important it was for an incoming Conservative government to have ministers that are strongly and actively engaged in negotiations at a European level to get what we want and to start shaping policy. I can give you no better evidence than this book. If I hold it up there, I hope you can see it in frame. And you can see that this is called Let's Choose Growth. And if I turn it over on the back, this has actually come from the Prime Minister's office in Downing Street. Now, this is absolutely in line with everything that we've been doing to focus on growth-enhancing policies at a European level, creating the single market, getting the digital single market to work. This has got lots of data about that and ideas about encouraging innovation, taking down barriers, doing the things for example, the Single Market Act, which the British government has strongly supported. And it's these sort of core reform policies that are forming the heart of our agenda. And as David Cameron has made it clear, you know, we're not in the business of advocating any policies at leaving the European Union, but we want change and reform in Europe. And that's the message that we need to get across more strongly. And I do think we need to get it across more on the Conservative benches in the House of Commons, because the problem is we're not actually spending enough time there because we have our work in Europe to do, but making those sort of connections. And so we're encouraging ministers to be talking about these sort of programmes and policies, because undoubtedly the problems of the euro and members of the Eurozone are very much uppermost in people's minds. But the fact remains is that while those are being discussed and new policies are being put forward, that we have been pressing on strongly with our own reform agenda and will continue to do so.